Happy Tuesday, everybody. Just wanted to say thank you again for watching, subscribing. Got a couple more people subscribers yesterday. We're really excited. Kind of this channel's starting to snowball a little bit, get more people involved. We would really like you guys to get more involved. Give us comments. Send me an email. Remember, I always, in the description of the video that you see the specific workout in, I always leave my email at the bottom. And send me ideas of, hey, I think these workouts are too easy. I think they're a little bit too difficult. I would like to see more of X, Y, and Z. The more we get your input, the more we can help you guys out. And I know there's a bunch of other people right now doing at-home in-video workouts. So we're trying to be a little bit a step above them and help you guys out as much as we can. So give us more feedback. That would really help us out a lot. We've already got some feedback with some camera ideas. If you haven't noticed, go back to like the first day. We kind of have improved a little bit in our production here. But yes, ideas would help us greatly. But without further ado, we're going to get going on day 2 of week 2. So today, Tuesday, week 2, day 2, our warm-up, our 2-round warm-up, we're going to start with duck walks and push-out squats. So Blaine's going to go ahead and demonstrate what duck walks are looking like. So he's just going to go ahead and walk. He's going to get like in a low squat position, and he's just going to walk hands above his shoulders, right behind his head, just like this. Awesome. Called duck walks. I know it's a little goofy, but it's a fantastic exercise to open up his hip joints, his knees, and his ankles. So go ahead, why don't you give me in the bottom of a squat right here, Blaine? So whenever we're in a squat, which we have a lot of lower body stuff today, the things that are going to be the most areas that inhibit people or have problems in their squat are their hip joints, knee joints, and ankle joints. And when we do this walk, go ahead, slowly give me a duck walk. These joints are moving nice and easy, and so they're causing friction, so you get more blood flow to those joints, which are opening up the hip joint, knee joint, and ankle joint, which is what we want to get nice and warm up for our workout. Thank you, Blaine. So we got duck walks for 10 yards, and you can do this, just guesstimate 10 yards. It can be 10 feet in your living room, or 10 actual steps down and back, however you want to do it. Just accumulate 10 yards of your duck walks. Then we're going to do push-out squats. I'm going to have Blaine face this way. So he's going to go down in the bottom of a squat, and his hands are going to be on the inside of his feet, and his elbows are going to be pushing out a little bit on the insides of his legs, almost on that adductor area. These muscle groups on the inside called adductors, pushing up against there. And as he's going to come up, he's going to raise his hips, but keep his hands on his feet. So right now when we're doing this, we're getting a little bit of a stretch in our lower back and our hamstrings. And then he's going to come back down and push out. Keep going. Give me a couple more. So what he's doing here, not only is he loosening up his posterior chain, right? Posterior chain is everything in back, hamstrings, glutes, lower back. He's also opening up his hip joints and his groin by doing this stretch. So these are called push-out squats, loosening up the hips and everything in that backside. So 2 rounds for a warm-up, 10-yard duck walks, 10 push-out squats. As soon as you're done with those 2 rounds, we're going to roll right into the workouts. We have 4 rounds, just like we usually do. And don't forget, within these 4 rounds, these 4 exercises, you're going to do back-to-back. That means no breaks in between. You want to roll right into the next one and push yourself. The only time you rest is at 60 seconds after each round. So, for our first workout, our first exercise for the first workout is step-ups with knee raise. So we're going to go ahead and put that chair right there. And when Blaine does his step-ups, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate first. Man, just like that. And keep going, Blaine. So while Blaine's doing these, you see how first he's alternating each foot. So we're going to be doing 20 of these, and we're going to be alternating to each side. Now, when he steps up, he is not pushing off of that foot that's on the floor. He wants to just put whatever foot is here, he's raising with just this leg. So come on, bring up the other one and stop. So when he's here, he's just pushing off this leg. This bottom foot right here is not active. It's just there for balance. And then go ahead, push off and up. Good. And then bring that leg up. So when he's up here and he's finishing, that's amazing balance because he can hold it right there. He's finished off this leg and he's raising this leg. So when he's coming up, I also want you to think whatever leg is on the chair Squeeze that glute when you raise this hand up. And see how his posture is up nice and tall. Hand is in front of his chest. Nice, good balance. That looks great. And then go ahead and step down. Perfect. So what we want to do here is we want to work the lower body. Our glutes and our quads are going to be mainly what's used in these step-ups with knee raise. So that's where you should be feeling. If you feel anywhere else, kind of evaluate, see what you're doing wrong, see if you can switch the angle, and see if you can get it isolated in our quads, or this leg, and our glutes. Okay, so we have step up with knee raise, 20 alternating. Then we have our spider crawls. We're going to do another 20 reps of these alternating. Alternating just means one on one side, one on the other side, one on one side, one on the other side. And you're going back and forth until you get to 20. So, spider crawls. All he's going to be doing is just almost in this plank position. He's going to raise his knee all the way to his elbow. Where he's going to be feeling is in his hip, a little bit of his hip muscles, right? Because he has to bring all of his leg all the way to his elbows, and he's going to be feeling this in his core, almost on the side in his obliques. So we have our abdomen right here, and we have those obliques on the side. So we're going to be a little bit targeting this area and on our abdomen. Excellent core exercise. And of course, you're going to feel it in your shoulders because you're pushing off into a plank position. After our spider crawls, we're going to go to single leg glute bridge. So here, we just want to feel it in the glutes and maybe a little bit in the hamstrings. So he's going to go ahead and set up with this foot on the ground and this leg up straight in the air. And when he's pushing down into the floor, he's pushing right into this heel. And pause for a second. When he's here, you should be pushing to the floor, and you might feel something a little bit in the hamstrings, which is the back of the leg, and the glutes. That's where we want to feel this one. Go ahead, give me 2 more, Blaine. And just think nice and deliberate, moving nice and smooth, just like Blaine's doing, and perfect. So we're going to do 15 on each side. So that means you do 15 on one side, and then you switch to doing 15 on the other side. Our last one, we're going to do something called pistol squats. Pistol squats is just a nickname for it, or it can be single leg squats. So what we're going to do with this is most of us, we need some type of balance, or we need something to help us out for this. So Blaine's going to go ahead and demonstrate on a chair. So he's just putting one leg out, and he's squatting almost like he's sitting up into a chair, and then coming up all the way back onto that leg. Notice how he's using nothing but this leg to stand up. You want to reduce the amount of momentum that you put into coming back up. So you want to think, just use that leg to sit down, and just use that leg to push off and come back up. Now, before he does this again, don't forget, you can use any tools you want. You can go ahead and stack up pillows. If, say, this chair was too low or your couch is too low, to do them 15 reps on each side. Stack chairs. You can stack a step stool. Do it on a wall if you want to, just like this, just to where your butt can touch the wall and you come back up. You don't have to go as far as Blaine did. Do what you can and do what's in your realm. Now, for some of you that this might be too easy, I challenge you to do a regular body weight pistol squat, which is very similar to that, but you're not going to go for anything. You're not going to have any obstruction behind you. You're just going to start here, and you're going to go all the way down, and then come all the way back up. And you're going to do 15 on one side, and then 15 on the other side. The only thing is, if you do decide just to do body weight single leg squat, make sure that this counterbalance foot is out in front of you, okay? Make sure it's not here, because then you're going to touch the floor and keep hitting the floor. So make sure it's out in front of you, and make sure that we're feeling in the right areas, hamstrings and glutes. Do not let this knee right here start coming in like this. It should be pushing out like that. Knees never come in. After you're done with your, pistol squats, 10 on each side, you're going to rest 60 seconds. So for our 4 rounds, we have step up with knee raise, spider crawls, single leg glute bridges, and then pistol squats, resting 60 seconds after each round. So by then, after your 4 rounds, you're sweaty, we had a fantastic workout, we need to do our cool down. Do not forget about the cool down, one of the most important parts. It prevents injuries. That's the whole reason we do it. We want to increase range of motion, flexibility, and decrease the risk of injury. That's our whole point of this. So our cool down, we're going to start with pigeon stretch. Our target area is IT bands and glutes. What you want to do is think you want this front leg at a 90-degree angle. This leg should not be back here or too straight. It should be right at a 90-degree angle. So he's going to then go ahead and rotate his hips over just like that. And there's no one that says that your hips have to touch the floor. See how his hips are raised off the floor? That's fine, because that's where he's at, his range of motion, his flexibility is at right now. And so he can also come to the side like this. So as long as you're feeling it on that IT band and glute, that's where we want to feel it. And make sure your chest is up nice and tall so you can feel and get a deep increase in that stretch. So after our pigeon stretch, 2 minutes on each side, we're going to do twisted cross. Twisted cross is going to help us open up that chest. Last week we did a lot of push-ups. Today we had these spider crawls. Those are going to activate your chest and shoulder muscles. And this is what we want to do to try and open it up. So Blaine's going to lay flat on the floor. We're going to go ahead and go to his left side. So this left side is angled right here. And he's going to go ahead and rotate. Rotate your back foot. This back foot can touch behind you. If you're not there yet, that's okay. But what you want to aim for is feeling it in that chest and anterior deltoid, or the front of your shoulder. See how he's using this hand to push off against and to feel an increase in that stretch. Now, if you don't feel an increase in that stretch in that target area, play with the angle of your arm. If you see right here, he's straight out. Some of us might have to open up a little bit more and bring our arm up a little bit to feel that stretch. So play with the angle of your arm to feel where we want to feel it, that target area. Once we've done twisted cross, 1 minute on each side, we're going to go ahead and do half saddle, 1 minute on each side. So Blaine's going to go ahead, set up on his two-pack or his glutes. He's going to go ahead and have his left knee behind him, just like that. And he's going to go ahead and sit back just a tiny bit, Blaine. There we go, good. Now what we want, yeah, right there, is we want to stretch out our ankle joint, knee, and hip joint. And this is what this stretch does. So you're going to feel it in your quadriceps and hips. And you're going to feel it, a stretch, and it might be a little bit uncomfortable for some of you, but in this knee and this ankle. A lot of you who are runners or do a lot of plyometrics, you might feel it very uncomfortable on this back leg. But don't allow this foot to rotate out this way. That's not what we want. We want it to be right there like that so we can feel the stretch on the top of the ankle, the knee joint, and the hip. And you're going to feel it right along that quad muscle. So we've done our half saddle for 1 minute on each side. Our last one is frog stretch. So what we're looking for in the frog stretch, again, is those, I keep on mentioning these adductor glute muscle. Adductors, adductors, adductors. Adductors are the group of muscles that work right inside your legs, and it's anything that pulls in. Anything pulls into you. And so these muscles are very important to your hip joints, and we never ever stretch them out. And so this is a very good stretch. His knees are out wide, and he's thinking pushing back with his hips. He's pushing and being active in his forearms and his palms and pushing his body back. Almost thinking of your body as like a can. A nice fixed position and pushing back. You want to feel it in your groin and in your adductor muscle groups. Awesome, Blaine. Thank you. We're going to be in frog stretch for 2 minutes. Once you're done with your frog stretch, congratulations. You finished week 2, day 2 of all of our workouts. Thank you very much for watching again, guys. If you guys have any other comments, just like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, please email me, leave me comments, send me some more ideas, anything else you guys want to see. Anything else? Have an awesome day, guys. Stay safe.